this is Sports for Real with Coach Hall. Just leaving the Jaguars Stadium. The Jaguars opened the season with a 26-10 victory over Carolina. Fans are giddy because after coming down here last year and watching these games, fans come out, a lot of them well before the fourth quarter started, cussing and fussing, talking about how bad their team was and what they needed to do to improve them. And this year, you had a little bit of people running out, but it was a little bit different this time. They had a weather delay in the middle of the second quarter, and the delay caused a lot of people to leave. So they just figured they didn't know how long the game was going to be delayed. So what they ended up doing was just left. They figured it was going to be a traffic jam. So why sit down there and worry about traffic when they can be at the house watching the rest of the game? But the ones who stayed that I had a chance to talk to, they were excited about what they saw. They saw that Trevor Lawrence had a little bit more protection. The team was able to run the ball. ETN had over 100 yards. And Lawrence, I don't know how many yards he threw for, but he was efficient enough that the team didn't get into bad situations. So the question I asked the fans, as I talked to them, is, were the Jaguars that much better than Carolina? Are they really an improved football team? Or was it simply that the Carolina Panthers were not that good? And it's a legitimate question. Because as you talk to the Panthers fans, they weren't too happy about what they saw. The defense sucks. Quarterback, he's not doing a whole lot. And there's just a lot left to be desired for the Panthers fans. But the Jaguars themselves, they're happy with what they saw with Trevor Lawrence. The dog, how you doing, man? I'm outside Everbank Stadium. If you look behind me there, you can see a little bit of the scoreboard behind me. The game ended about 20 minutes ago, and Jacksonville knocked off the Panthers, and the fans around here are excited about it. They're also excited about what the future is going to be. You got a new coach that seems to be on the ball. You got new players here. You got guys like Travis Hunter. But if you look around me and look in the background there, you can see all this construction is going on. The east side of the stadium looks like to me is that they're going to fix that first. And if you don't know that, the Jaguars, they're going to build what they call the Stadium of the Future. Kind of like what they're doing in Buffalo with the $1.4 billion project. That's what it's going to cost in Jacksonville to get their stadium project funded. And what they did over on the northeast side over here, that's gate number 1, I believe it was, they have taken that, the elevators down, and it's like limited entrance to the stadium here. If you look right behind me with those little white tents there, that's where you go in from this side of the stadium. I haven't been to the other side today, but basically what they're doing here is going to have limited seating capacity as time goes on, and you can only access the stadium from certain areas. Now in the 27th season, they're going to close the stadium down completely. They're going to have to play a year on the road, and what it looks like it's going to be is they're going to be in either Orlando or Gainesville. But the Gator Stadium, even though it's bigger, it isn't quite set up for NFL football. And because of that, Orlando, they have the inside track on all of that, and they're putting money into that stadium to make sure that they attract a team like the Jaguars. One thing that they considered was they were going to bring the Daytona Speedway into the conversation, and that would have been really exciting. But the problem is the Jaguars, hell, they don't draw that well in Jacksonville. So if you take them on the road, yeah, you would have some people that in the Daytona area that would come to the game. Then you have other surrounding communities that aren't close enough to an NFL stadium, and they will come, but it's not the same as, say, the Gators or somebody was playing there. If you take the Florida Gators or the Seminoles and put them at that stadium, at the track, it would be a monumental attendance record. Kind of like what you saw with the Bristol Speedway a couple years ago when Virginia Tech played Tennessee. They had like 130,000 people in there. Can you imagine 130,000 people at a damn game? That is a lot of people, and that's what they pulled off at Bristol. And I think the Jaguars had ideas of doing a similar kind of thing, but they don't draw like those college teams draw, and that is a big problem there. So I'm asking you the question. With the Jaguars' victory today, is that something that you can look forward to in the future? Not that they won't win very many games, but are they going to be more improved? And is this what you saw today more realistic than in the past? As I stated before, during the weather delay, you had a lot of fans that broke up out of here because they didn't want to get stuck and they didn't know how long the delay was going to be. And because of that, hey, how you doing, man?
All right, how are you?
You happy with the moves?
Yes.
You see the Gators got whipped last night?
That makes me happy too.
The Gators and Seminoles, I like to pick at them. If you didn't know, the Gators got knocked off last night by South Florida. And as you know, they paid a whole lot of money to do that. Anytime that you bring a team in there that you're supposed to beat, you figure you pay them a little bit of money and you get the victory and move on. But that didn't happen for the Gators last night. And it usually happens once or twice a year, to somebody. But the Gators, it's not a good loss for them, especially Billy Napier. He's pretty much on the hot seat coming in. And because he was on the hot seat, losing to a team like that is not very good for his longevity in Gainesville. Now, last year he got a pass of sorts because he had to play that tough schedule. And because he had to play that tough schedule, he got somewhat of a pass. And then you had Lagway. I think he saved his job, to be honest with you, because Lagway had Georgia beat. If you don't get hurt in that game against Georgia, Florida would have won that game. And that was a tough break, but the way that the Gators finished the season, that was a help to the Gators' cause. Napier especially. But again, the Jaguars stadium is under construction over here, as you can see over there. They got cranes going. They're already taking the elevators down on both sides. So the fans got to take those ramps up to their seats now. They can't just catch the elevators. Got to put some work in to do it now. So exciting times down here in Jacksonville. A lot of construction. They got a couple hotels. Got a hotel going up on the other side of the Daly's place over there. So in 2 years or 3 years, when they open up for the 28th season, this is going to be a hopping place. But today the fans are hopping because they knocked off the Panthers. They beat the Panthers 26-10 in a convincing fashion. And that's what the fans have been hoping to see around here for a long time. And I'll be here every home game just to report on what I see with Fango Media. And after that, I turn my own little thing on and talk about what I see. Now, one thing that's very interesting. I saw that the Colts whipped the Dolphins today. Now, the Dolphins got their own little turmoil going on. But even worse, the Colts, I just found out yesterday that the quarterback, Richardson, he's down in his feelings because he lost his starting job to Daniel Jones. That's a tough pill to swallow because Daniel Jones pretty much got demoted and kicked out of New York. If you're going to lose to anybody else, it should be all right, but you don't definitely want to lose your job to a guy like Daniel Jones. But having said all of that, they had a meeting where Richardson's agent went to talk to management about a situation. Like, that's really an issue. Well, if he had done what he was supposed to do and did his job, then there would have been no problem about his position. You are a number 4 pick in the first round. You're not supposed to be losing your quarterback in that fashion. So if anybody's in there, what the coach should have done was just told him straight up, look here, man, you put yourself in this position. We don't want to care about your feelings. And frankly, I don't even want to waste time talking about you and your feelings. But that's what they did. But today, Daniel Jones must have played pretty well because the Dolphins got whipped by the Colts. And I wasn't expecting to see that. And I don't think the people in Miami are expecting to see that because I'm also hearing that Mike McDaniel, he's on the hot seat. And to get blown out by the Colts like that, that is not good. So you got an NFL team in Florida that's not happy. We got a college team in Florida that's not happy. And where I work, the administration at my school is not happy because of what we're seeing. So rough times down here in Florida, but we'll get over it. All right, let's see what we got here on the quotes. Billy Will Jr., I'm in Jacksonville, right outside the stadium. Johanna says, hello. JC, what's going on, man? I didn't get a chance to see the game, but I saw the final score. The Steelers won 34-32. They didn't cover, but that's all right. As long as they won the game, we're all right. We're going to be okay. And I'm happy with that. And I'm looking forward to seeing what's going on. What's going on, JC? I'm answering your response. I'm responding to you about what you're saying about the Steelers. I figured they would score some points, but I didn't figure that they would give up a lot of points. And you saw Justin Fields, he seemed to have a pretty good day against Pittsburgh. And we got to do something about that, man, because we got to play Baltimore. You know they're going to have that defense out there. And we got to do better than that. So I got to get on this bus before they leave me, man. Kings Avenue?
Yes.
Right. But anyway, hey, how y'all doing? I need to show you my thing. I appreciate it. All right. That's one good thing about Jacksonville. They got this Game Day Express. When you sit here and instead of trying to park your car, they got these lots that you catch the bus, pay $10, and it pays for a round trip. Takes you to the stadium, drops you off in one spot, and then when it's time to go, you got an hour after the game ends to get back to that spot. And that's where I am now. I gotta make sure I get back across town. So looking forward to the Bills and I'm looking forward to seeing the Bills and the Ravens tonight. I remember where they're playing, but I'm looking forward to seeing all this talk from the Ravens about revenge and all that. You know, it doesn't matter if they go out and beat the Bills today by 40 points. It's just one game, and you can't take away what happened to you in the playoffs. So it'd be interesting from a fan standpoint to see the chess match between these two teams. In the playoff games, they didn't emphasize Henry that much. So I'm interested to see if they're going to use Henry more tonight. And not using Henry in the playoffs surprised me because I thought they were saving him in the regular season by not giving him a whole lot of carries. But when they got to the playoffs and needed him to control the clock, they didn't do it. They wanted to depend on Lamar Jackson and his MVP status as supposed to be one of the best quarterbacks. Well, you can't be one of the best quarterbacks if you can't thread it in there when you have to. And he hasn't shown me he can do that. So let's see what he's learned since last year about putting that ball in there when he has to. All right, Jason, you says, no, I'm not a Jacksonville fan. I do this thing called Fango Media. And I talk to the fans at the stadium, get their feelings about how they feel about what they saw. So I'm working in conjunction with another company when I'm doing that. No, I'm a Steelers guy. I just down here talking, I talk to the fans, and it's a good place to meet more football fans and somebody on my own level talk the game of football. No, I'm not a Jacksonville fan. I think that when they came into the league in '95, had they put Carolina in the Steelers division, then I may have liked the Jaguars more. Yeah, right. They're just not the Steelers. They try to copy everything Pittsburgh did. They got the colors. They got everything, you know. Kaufman even tried to copy their style of play, which is fine. Imitation is a serious form of flattery. But one thing that's kind of strange about the whole thing is if you look at the series between the Jaguars and Pittsburgh, Jaguars used to give the Steelers hell, and I never liked that. So it's time for some straightening. Now, Aaron Rodgers, I don't know how well he played, but for him to put up 30 points, that is great. Because you know that the Steelers are going to play better defense than that moving forward. Now, I understand that Cam Hayward, you know, he just signed a contract extension right before the season started. So I don't know how much work he got in before the season started. And if there's anything like a Michael Parsons where you didn't get the work in and you're just going through kind of conditioning thing over the first week or two, I can understand that. And if he gets to his level of play, and then you got T.J. Watt on the other side, and if the defense could stand up and give up 18, 19 a game, I can live with that. But 32, no, I can't do that. But I'm not surprised that Justin Fields played well because he's got a chip on his shoulder about what happened last year. I had to disconnect there for a second. I got a call. But I understand it was a good game. And it was good for the fans to see that the scoring is up, But Pittsburgh, I think they would score some points if they're able to keep Aaron Rodgers standing upright. So evidently they must have had a good game running the football, and that is a good thing. So I'm looking forward to for good things for the Steelers moving forward. All right, break forever. I'm sorry we had to do that to you, Blake. You know I'm a Steelers guy, and I didn't think it would be that close of a game. The Jets seemed to have the lead most of the game. I knew that Fields would play well, and that's a good sign for the Jets. So we'll see how they do moving forward. And I think that the Jets better than what people think. But I think the biggest problem with the Jets is Aaron Glenn likes to blitz. And because he likes to blitz, that's not a good strategy to go against Pittsburgh. Because Pittsburgh, Aaron Rodgers, he can read all that stuff. It's not anything he hasn't seen. Now, if it was a rookie quarterback, then Pittsburgh would have lost that game today. But a guy like Aaron Rodgers is already paying dividends because he can read those defenses and put the ball where it needs to go or get into the right play. And evidently that is the case. So, I don't know. I don't know about the Jets moving forward, but I think they did themselves well by playing a close game. Aaron Glenn's a good coach, and he proved it today. But like I've been saying all along, a lot of people think that the best of Rodgers is gone, and it should be because hell, he's 41 years old, 42. He can't play like he's 27, so you got to give him some credit there. But to say that he was completely washed up because it didn't work out in New York, I didn't believe at all. And I knew that the Steelers were going to be formidable. Going to be a tough Rodgers way to stand. So the book says Fields can't win not throwing the football. Okay, so he didn't have a good game throwing the ball. I've been down here to the Jaguars stadium, so I don't know if I don't know any stats yet. So when I get back and watching the game against the Ravens and Bills, I get a chance to survey what took place around the league. Now, I saw that the Raiders, they edged out New England, which I thought was a low-scoring affair. I didn't think they would make the points, but they didn't. So I'm thinking that Archie Gentry had a good game. So if anybody can tell me how he did, that would be great. But I think the kid can run that football. If they can stick in the man, keep him healthy, and the Raiders are going to be tough to go with. But Pete Carroll, good coach. He's going to make that team competitive. Even though Amari Cooper sold him out, talking about he don't have the desire to play no more. And well, you know, why waste people's time with that move? And for Vrabel, he is the answer in New England. He's going to turn that team back around. It's just a matter of them scoring enough points and executing at the right time because Drake May is continually getting better. And I think that's a good sign for all these young quarterbacks because they sign these big contracts with the expectation to do well in the future. And for the most part, they're standing up. So which is why I said in my opening with Fango, Trevor Lawrence has got the I would say to be so bad. I have the question. Did the Jags win because the Panthers were so bad? Or did the Jags win because they've gotten that much better? I think the answer is somewhere in the middle. Coen has made an obvious improvement. We got a last one, the new young GM from Jaguars. He's committed to making whatever move he has to make to get his team better. And he showed that by going up to number 2 to trade in for Travis Hunter. Give up a couple of draft picks for that, but it looks like that's something that might pay off. And Cleveland, Flacco played pretty well. They ended up losing by a point. I thought that Cincinnati would blow them out because you know Cincinnati has a good offense. But Cleveland's got a great defense. And anytime you have a great defense matching up against a great offense, most of the time it's the defense that wins those type of games. And Just so happened today the Bengals were able to score just enough points to hold off Cleveland. So as long as Flacco is able to play and keep his team in the game, Cleveland's going to win some games up there. And those rookies that's behind him, they got to stay in their boots and get ready because, like I say, Flacco is 40 over himself. He can go down at any time, just like Aaron Rodgers. So the next guy, I'm damn sure better be ready because it's just the way it is. Blake said, no, today's quarterback must have thrown the ball down the field. So evidently, Fields must be throwing a lot of check down routes. And that can be effective depending on who you got catching the ball. I don't know who all the Jets have besides Bill Wilson, but they play well enough to put points on the board against a tough defense like Pittsburgh, so they must be doing something right. But anytime you have a scrambling quarterback like a Justin Fields, he's going to make just enough plays to keep the game interesting. And as long as the game stay interesting, as you know in the NFL, a lot of these games come down to the last minute. And this happened for Jacksonville, and he had to go through that today. But the fans, they seem happy about what they saw. For me, I'm waiting for the other shoe to drop when they start a little bit tougher competition. But I think they can stand in there and play in their division. But you also got to remember that the Colts weren't expected to do much today, and yet they blew out the Dolphins. So my question is, what will the Dolphins administrators do? Are they going to bench Mike McDaniel, fire him and get another coach, or what? Because you know they had some discord down there. What's his name wanted to get traded? Receiver. He's so worried about racing track man, no allowed. Maybe he wasn't focusing enough on his game. And because of that, I don't think he did too well today. And I think that the Dolphins are in trouble. Because of that, I think McDaniels is in trouble. And it's just a matter of time before the shoe drops him out. So we'll wait a couple of days just to see what's going on. Marco, how you doing, man? We're talking about the Jaguars. Just happened to be on the bus ride away from the game and talking a little bit of football. Looking forward to the Bills and the Ravens tonight. Ravens been talking about the fitting spot. And wouldn't matter if they won by 40 points tonight, they can't ever get revenge or something that's already happened. Plus, this is a regular season game. What are they going to do in the playoff spot? What I want to know. But keep in mind that the Ravens consider them the regular season Ravens, but that's all they do. They was held in the regular season, and when it comes down to the playoffs, they seem to lose their way a lot. So the question is, will they do the same thing this year? They got improvements on their defense. They got former #1 picks in the secondary, so they should be able to defend well. Offense, you got Hibbert running that football. They're going to be dangerous in that aspect. So the Ravens, they're going to be dangerous whoever they play against. And be interesting to see how Buffalo counters that. They got the running back Cook, he signed. Josh Allen, he's ready to go. And it should be a great game. But just to recap, come on and talk about the Jaguars. They won today 26-10. And the fans, some of them talking Super Bowl, which is way too early. I told them straight up, if the Jaguars going to the Super Bowl, what they need to do is get a copy of the latest Madden game, put it on season mode, and then they can take them to the Super Bowl that way. But as far as on the field, the real Jaguars, they ain't get nowhere close to the Super Bowl. All right, Jason said they showed Tua and Tyreek Hill having those on the sideline. He wants Tua to get the ball to him. Well, I can agree with that, but it's my understanding that Tua and Hill had already patched up their disagreement. But if he can't throw him the ball, it's a wasted position there. But I think that Tyreek, he should call Kansas City back up and re-sign with the Chiefs, because him running that deep route, that opens up a lot of things for the Chiefs, and their offense has been a whole lot different ever since he left them. And I think if he goes back to Kansas City, he's going to be right back to where he was a couple of years ago. Now, Miami is still dangerous. There are all those fast players, and because of that, they should make some noise. But the question is, will the general manager and the everybody else be with the team in the next couple of weeks? That's the question that needs to be answered. All right, you got too much stop here. Let me get off the bus real quick. Hey, I appreciate it. You're in this big crowd. Take it easy. All right. Man, I'm on this big bus, and I am riding by myself. Can you believe that? And the reason for that really is they had that weather delay when they're talking about it was going to lightning. You know, everybody has this knee-jerk reaction to the weather and all. And what ended up happening was you had a big storm that was so-called moving through. The clouds did get a little dark, but that was it. I didn't see any lightning strikes. But as soon as they came back, I think the delay was probably about 45 minutes or so, maybe a little bit less. Then I started hearing thunder. So I thought they were going to stop the game again. Well, these fans down in Jacksonville are fair weather. As soon as the weather delay, half of them ran out for the streets. Do you know how much it costs to go to these NFL games? These guys are coming out here like it's a high school football game. Yeah, I understand that the weather could be bad, but why would you spend all this money just to leave at halftime? This was like 8 minutes left in the second quarter when the game was stopped. I'm not leaving. I'm going to wait it out however long it took. But these Jaguar fans aren't like that. But a lot of them left, and they leave before the game to try to beat the traffic. But the traffic down here is really not bad. The greatest thing they come up with down here, they have this Game Day Express thing, where they have these lots that you can go to. You park your car, and when you park your car, you catch the bus. They take you in front of the stadium. After the game is over, they pick you up in front of the stadium, and they drop you right back off where you just see me get out. So all I got to do now is go up and get my vehicle and get out of here. And that's what I'm going to do. So I just wanted to come on and say little comments about what I saw today. And I'm happy that football season is back, and I'm sure all of you are. And it's going to be a great season, I can tell already. And it's going to be capped off. A great day is going to be capped off with the Ravens and the Bills tonight. So I'll be back on in the morning about 6:30. I wasn't on Thursday. I had to go to some meeting. I couldn't be where I was supposed to be. And then yesterday was a bad day. So now I'm back on schedule again. So I appreciate you guys liking and subscribing. This is Coach Hall with Sports for Real. And I'll be on about 6:30 in the morning. Unless for whatever reason there's some breaking news tonight, then I'll come back on then. I don't have a chat computer to type in, but I am with a medium called Fango Media. And what we do, we talk to fans when they come out of the stadium to get their opinions about what they saw. Like I say, I'm the rep for Jacksonville market, and I talked to a lot of the fans today. But what they're going to do, they're going to take all the video that I shot, they're going to cut it up, and then they're going to post it on the site with all the other games. It'll be an individual location, but then you have all the games that are on there. So if you want to see me in that capacity, tune in to Fango Media, Fango Media, FANGOMEDIA, and it's a site there, and you can look at all the commentary from fans from every city. We did that last year. This year is going to be a reduced capacity, but it's going to be the same concept. So the video that I shot today should be up by Tuesday. But if you're interested in the older videos, then you can check that out on the site. So I'm looking forward to seeing what this new one looks like. That should be out by Tuesday, if not tomorrow. So I got to go somewhere and upload it now and make sure it gets cut right. In the meantime, I appreciate you guys chiming in with me on this great opening Sunday afternoon of the season. And for what I can see, it's going to be a great season. So catch you guys in the morning. And until then, have a great day. It's Sports for Real. I'm out. Later, JC. Break. I'll catch you guys later on in the morning. I'm out. I can't see my poll vote because I hit the wrong thing.